Yo, what's going on, guys? This is TCG Paradise here, and I'm Soda Online, and I'm here doing a deck profile for Gargantua Dragon. Oh, fuck, how do you say the name? Gargantua Night Dragon, version 2, because set 5 War of Dragod came out like last week on Friday, but I didn't get my stuff until Saturday. So honestly, the deck is actually a lot more like aggressive and like way better now, just because of like a few of the new cards that come in that set. So I mean my this build like it's like I'm gonna say like this build is like it's a build that you guys wouldn't like. It's an unusual. Like I don't think you guys will ever seen this build like anywhere else, because of I built this deck based off what I played against and all my friends that I playtest with, and I see the issues of the deck. So basically, this is not this is not gonna be the final build yet, but you know, it's for what it is I got right now, and it's working very like well. It's working very well. Um, there is something I need to tell you guys something though. The deck sometimes like you do have like bad draws, like bad first draws, such as like there's stuff that you don't need but you get. Uh, so I tried my best to make the deck like even though you get bad draws, there's still something you can do to make your hand better and still kill your opponent. And yes, this is an FTK build. Like I call like I actually named this deck a Guarantee FTK because of the new stuff that you get with it from set 5. Because technically it's a Guarantee FTK. Your opponent really can't really do shit about it. So yeah. So obviously your buddy is gonna be Gargantua Night Dragon. 1 million power plus 2 crit and penetrate to everything. Very good. So we're gonna start out with the size 0 first. Like we're gonna start with the monsters and then we'll go on from there. So I got 2 of swallows. Yes, I still play swallows. I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that doesn't play swallows anymore. But I still play swallows just in case, like, you know, like when you go second, you need to pressure your opponent a lot more, and you need to build gauge, and you could draw. Plus, she bounces back to your hand, which is really good. I actually do really like swallows, just for that extra pressure. But like, if you're going first, obviously you don't need swallows. But like, you know, swallow is good to go if you like second turn, or if you can't FTK your opponent, which is very hard to believe. Then if you have the second turn, then go swallow. So I play 2 swallows for that reason. And then, of course, I play 4 of the Awakening Deity Dog. This is your G-Boost Searcher, or G-Boost Base Searcher. And plus, when he's attacking alone, your opponent cannot nullify the attack, which is really good. And he's swinging for 4 too, so that's pretty damn good. Actually, no, hold on. I'm gonna move the card right here, so yeah, make it more space. And then I play, of course, every DD Giant Tribe plays since the very beginning all the way till now. The Garcats. Charge and draw, super good. I play 3 Garcats. Super good card. Charge and draw, nothing's wrong. There is nothing wrong with getting more cards in hand and engage. And of course, 3 of the Awakening Deity Dragon Garcat. When he swings, your opponent burns for 1, you gain for 1, and you can spam the effect of him literally just constantly draw. He doesn't get the gauge, just like normal Garcat, but he's there for the draws, and he's there for the burn, which is pretty damn cool in my opinion. And now we're going to move on to the size 2s. Gargantua Night Dragon, of course. 1 million power, plus 2 criticals to everything, and it gives everything penetrate. Super amazing card. And this is one of the new cards that came out in set 5. And to make your deck a literally guarantee FTK, you need to run 4 of this. Literally 4 of this. Evolution, what is that? Storm Reshoot Dragon? Is that how you say his name? Yes, Reshoot Dragon. First off, he is swinging for 5 because with G-Boost base. Not only that, when he attacks alone, your opponent cannot use any counter. Not just nullified, like not just the card cannot be nullified. They cannot use any counter. So guess what? Loyalty, where it reduced damage, no more. Recovery Rail, where it reduced damage, no more. Obviously no shields, and no more shields that reduces damage to 0. So this is your guarantee FTKer. He costs 2 gauge, and you put a soul from the top of your deck into him. But honestly, the deck really has no gauge problem unless you're playing against Godpunk or Case Close. Yeah, man, this card is stupid good. You play 4 of him because he's your guaranteed FTK. Like I said, he's 5 crit, for God's sake. And also, when he stand... actually, I don't remember what happened if he stands. When this card is stand by an effect, draw a card, and deal 1 damage. So he's a burner too. So if you're playing him in G-Boost Craft, he is swinging for 3. You burn for 1 and you draw a card. And if you have the burner, then the burning spell, then he's burning for 2, which is really good too. Yeah, guarantee FTK. Stupid good. Imagine you getting hit with 5 criticals and you cannot do anything about it. How dumb is that? And this is the items. I play 3 of Deity Dragon Beams. What is that? Something Beam Gar Swing Saber. Dual beam Gar Saber. Yeah. Basically protects everything. Counter speed. You can call it size 1 from or less from your hand into the field by paying its call cost. Most likely you'll call out Garcat, Swallows, your dog, whatever you need to your field to gain this extra attack. So honestly, he's just there for the big ass like defense, honestly. So like your cards can't be popped or anything. The only bad thing is you do need G-Boost space on the field. So if you're playing like G-Boost, is that an ant? God damn. Okay. If you're playing against G-Boost Craft, or if you're playing using G-Boost Craft in a G-Boost base deck, you cannot use him. You have to switch into the Craft weapon, which honestly that is a thing. G-Boost Craft with base is a deck. I've seen it played. So I don't know how they run it, but yeah, this card's stupid good. And then you move on to the spells. I play 3 of G-Boost Over. This is like Bodex Link, but like on steroids. Check the top 3 if you have a G-Boost on the field. Add up to 2 cards from among them into your hand, and the rest goes to the gauge. Really good. And then this is like another card that... Actually, what the hell? Whoops, I did something wrong. Give me a second here. I forgot to change the sleeves. Okay. Hold on. I got this. I got this. No wonder it feels different, because I forgot to change the sleeves. Alrighty then. This is, embarrassing. Give me a second here. So... Alright, sleeves has been changed. So these are another card that came out in set 5. I think it's pretty damn good. It's mostly used for demon dragons, and that is Combat Deity Flaming Wave Slash. You pay 1 gauge if you have a G-Boost on the field. You choose 1 card on your opponent's field. Drop all souls from that card and you destroy it. So the reason why I say this card is mostly used against demon dragons is because their umbrella protects them from effect damage. So if they have their monster in front of them, even though if you hit them with penetrate, that is an effect damage. So the umbrella protects the effect damage because you take no effect damage. So if you play this, you pay 1 gauge, you destroy their umbrella. Now when you penetrate them, they die. So I only play 2 combat. I play 2 main and I play 1 side because I feel like even though like if you're not playing against demon dragons, this card is also good against other decks such as craft. You can use against craft, against maybe Astro, Athoras, if if they don't have the card that says that it can't be destroyed or anything like that, or soul can't be dropped. It's good against it's even good against past decks. So yeah, I play 2 of that. Just like honest, that is just like if you're not playing against any decks that it's really that dangerous, then you could just use it as a charge engine. And I play 3 Garcamon. Stupid good card. Basically you gain 1 gauge, you call a size 1 or less from the drop zone. Most likely Garcats or the Awakened Garcats or whatever size 1 that you want to call. And you get an effect after that, which is pretty good. And it's not once per turn, so you could spam it. Alright. And then, of course, 3 Gar Oracles. Pay 1 gauge, draw 2, gain 2 if you have a Garga on the field. Like, enough said. Like, come on, you play that card since, like, Ace first came out. And this is another new card that came out in set 5. Combat Deity Roar. This is a new nullifier. So when you have a deity on the field, right, you nullify the attack, and then if you have a G boost on the field, you choose 1 card on your opponent's field, and that for basically for the rest of the turn, that card cannot stand. Again, this card you can use it with against demon dragons. You could definitely this card you can use against G-Boost Craft. You can use this card against Athora, Astros, basically any deck that has like multiple attacks, you could use this card against. Stupid good. Really good. Really, really, really good. I actually love that card. It saves my ass so many times. And of course, I play 3 Gar E-Burst. Pay 2 life, gauge 2, draw 2, and then after that you could call any monster from your hand by paying its call cost. It's your attack extender, is your hand basically you get card from hand, and you get gauge. Really good. And sometime if you get to the point, it can also be a final phase. So basically you get your impact. And this is where the weird part I said that I run in my deck that I don't think anybody runs. I play 1 of Gar E Erno. You pay 1 gauge. You either choose to get a DD Dragon Tribe monster or impact from your hand, from the drop zone to your hand. And if you choose a Dry God from the drop and add it to your hand, you gain 2 gauge. With this card, is really good because sometimes if I want to get the size 3 to kill my opponent and my size 3 is in my drop and not in my hand, I just use this, grab the size 3. Yes, I don't get the gauge, but it's fine because of the 1 impact that I'm about to show you guys. But if you do like just want the gauge, you can just grab a Dry God and you gain 2 gauge. Or better, if you want to get your impact, just grab your impact and kill your opponent. I actually have to use this a couple of times in the games that I played. I used it against a case close with one of my friends played. I used it against my best friend Marcelo, who is playing G-Boost Craft. I used it against him, and he's been very useful lately for me. So yeah, 1 of him, and 1 of Dragonic Exchange, foiled. That's sexy. Basically, you put the top card of your deck into your gauge. You look at your gauge. You add 1 card from your gauge to your hand, and you add 1 card from your hand to your gauge. Basically, it's you swapping a card. So if you see a card, you see cards in your gauge that you really need, you know, just take it and then swap with a card that you don't need. So this card is really good too because this card actually helped me get my impact a couple of times. So that's why I'm only running one. Just for the fact because like it's super easy to get impact in this deck, but there is that, like I said, there is that one point that you cannot get your impact and it's in your gauge, and you know you just want to see if it's in your gauge. If it's in your gauge, you're groovy. If it's not, then you know just grab another card that's stupid, that's useful. Nothing in this deck is useless. Nothing. And also it depends on your situation as well. And of course, I play 2 Dragod Shine, another card that you play from since set 1 of Ace. You pay 1 life, you get to add a DD Dragon Trap item from your deck to your hand, or you get to choose 2 DD Dragon Trap monsters with different names from your drop and add it to your hand. Really good card. Like I said, I use it to grab my size 3 if I need it. I use it to grab my Garcat if I need it. I need to grab my Dragod if I need it. Just a lot of grabbing. And of course, this is impacts. And if you're not playing these cards in your FTK deck, then I don't know what you're doing. These are DD Gargantua Crusher. So, you pay 1 gauge, you deal 5 damage to your opponent, and the damage can be nullified and cannot be reduced. This card is so good. 1 gauge, you kill your opponent in 1 gauge. Remember, your size 3 swings for 5, this thing hits for 5, you're dead. And it costs you 1 gauge to do it. Yet you do need a G boost on the field, and like you can't have like a monster in your center, and you cannot have monster in your opponent's center, which if it's FTK, not gonna happen. They're not gonna have a monster in the center, unless you reach to this point where you're fighting against case close. Because when you fight against case close, when you said end of battle phase, move to final phase, they will say before final phase, effect to call. And then guess what? You can't use this anymore. Which is really, 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 really stupid. The Angel Gates can do the same thing. I used to run an impact where I think no that didn't work. That didn't work either. So yeah, if you run into case close, they'll just call something in the center, and guess what? You cannot cast this because it specifically says, I think it says, you may only cast this card if your opponent has life is 5 or less. No monster on each player center, and do 5 damage here. But yeah, so unless you're playing against Case Close or Angel Gates, they're gonna die. But if you're playing against Case Close or Angel Gates, well, good luck, because they're gonna call something in the center, and they're gonna cause you not to impact them because it won't work. So yeah. And last but not least, a card that I have feeling nobody runs alone unless they're playing against Demon Dragons. I play 1 Thunderlance X Tempest. Now you guys are wondering, why am I only playing 1 in the main deck? It's because in English format, it's best to have a 3. So if I'm going up against Demons Dragons, I want to have that one chance that I could whip this out and kill my opponent, and they can't heal, especially against Demon Dragons. Well, technically it is only against Demon Dragons. So like my friends even asked me like, why am I only running 1 of this, you know, in the main deck? It's a side deck card because it is a side deck card. But I keep telling them, like, I want that one chance that I could win on first game, because in my opinion first game is pretty important, and then after that you can side deck all you want. So after, when you beat them first game, and then when you go to second game, you can side deck the rest of your Thunderlance X Tempest, and your opponent can't really do shit because they're going to be afraid of this card because they can't heal. So guess what? You can play that negative whatever all you want, but guess what? You ain't coming back to life. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to my side deck. I play 2 of Evolution Spirit. Now, you guys going to have questions like, why this card? This card, why I play this card is because of Case Close. Case Close like to bounce stuff. And I don't like my stuff being bounced. It gets me irritated. So I play this, I set this, and boom. Can't be bounced. Yay, happy me. Now you guys are wondering, like, why don't I play the new spell that came out in set 5? Well, first of all, that's not a counter speed. Second of all, I did used to have it in my deck, but guess what? Like I said, I have friends that play Case Close. What I did was I call, because the new card, you need a G boost on the field, right? So say you call G boost, you play, and then you cast that card. Guess what? Then I was like, before on cast, I'm gonna bounce your Garcat. Oh, and guess what? I'm gonna bounce your Garcat again because of counter speed. And guess what? Now that card is useless because your Garcat is gone. Your G boost is gone. So that card becomes useless, and you just wasted a card in your hand, and you wasted a card in your space. So if I'm playing against Case Close, this is gonna be my side deck. I'm gonna side this in. I'm obviously gonna set this before I play anything else because this doesn't need Garcat on the field. You just set it, and guess what? All the dragon trap on your field cannot be returned to hand. Okay, so that's good. And now I play 1 of Combat Deity Flaming Wave Washer. Like I said, this is the third one that I said that I side deck. Like I said, like I said, if you play against Demon Dragons, you would want a lot of him in your deck because you could get him consistently, so you could pop the Umbrella consistently and kill your opponent. And also, by the way, quick tip: if you're playing against Demon Dragons, don't FTK them because that's their benefit. Because Thunderlance, Tempest says it has to be on your 3rd or more attack to use it. So if you FTK them, you can use the Thunderlance, they still heal. So what I usually do to fight against Demon Dragons, I call everything, pass turn. I don't even attack because it's not worth it. And then when on their turn, do whatever they need to do, reduce their life, whatever they need to do, reduce. And then on my turn, I kill them. The reason why I don't attack them on first turn is because they do have a card that says, for this turn, reduce your life as many as you want, and then reduce the damage you take as many as you want. So guess what? They're just gonna reduce their life to 1, and then on their turn they kill me. So yeah. So quick tip: never FTK against Demon Dragons. Oh shit! Hold on. I actually put yeah. So these are side decks, so I can't put them in my main deck. And then obviously another Thunderlance Tempest. I only played 2. I was thinking of adding 3, but I never get a chance to get the 3rd one. But if I do get the 3rd one, I will actually suggest you play the 3rd one. So what would I do if I want to side deck this? Is I would take out one of my Crushers, and I would play 2 and 2 basically. But if I get the 3rd one, it will be 1 and 3. And this is a card that just came in. It's a box topper actually. It's a really good card. It is a counter to G-Boost Craft, and it is Buddy Trust. You pay 1 gauge, you choose one of the following 2. For this turn, reduce the damage you would take from your opponent monster effect by 2. So they would burn, like basically G-Boost burns, right? And honestly, you can actually use this card against Athora's too, because Athora burns as well. So what would you do is you on the attack, right? You will cast this. Guess what? Now burn effect doesn't hurt you because it reduces by 2. And the most G-Boost Craft can burn you is 2 because of the size 3. Because the size 3 one burns, and there's a spell that burns. So basically, if you play this, you're not taking any burn damage. You'll survive, and then you'll kill them on your turn. I would suggest you play more, but I only have 1. I might get like 2. I suggest you play 2 actually, just to be more consistent. And then, of course, this card, it is used against Demon Dragons again. Gold Dragon Shields. So, if you guys remember, there was a time where like you can just use the combat DD shield base, which is the one that came out in DragKnights or DragKnights, because that card says you like everything basically for the damage you take for this turn, it is reduced to 0, right? So now it got eroded. Now it says that all the damage you take is reduced to 0 from attack. So if your opponent that's playing Demon Dragons impacts you, guess what? You can no longer use it because it's been eroded. But so Gold Dragon Shield is your answer. You pay 1 gauge, and then the next damage you would take would be dealt by this turn. It is reduced to 0. So guess what? This is your answer against your opponent Demon Dragon's impact. Because the impact will hit you for 666 damage when the life is at 1, and if they have that size 3 on the field. And then my last 2 cards is Loyalty. Of course, Loyalty will always be good. Now, I don't like to play Loyalty in my main deck. One, because it's mainly FTK, so that's just a waste of space, and it's harder for me to get my combo pieces. I play Loyalty as a side deck just against decks that I know I will not FTK. For example, Demon Dragons. So if I'm playing against Demon Dragons, I'll add Loyalty in. Because I don't want them to do any calls, which is dumb. So I mainly use it just to call, or I use it just to remove soul from the field. I mean from their what do they call it? Remove soul from the monster. So I put the soul from the monster. So that's what Loyalty is for. So yeah, that is my deck. It is, like I said, different than anybody else's. But I like it so far. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think about this deck. Let me know if I can improve on it. Let me know your deck profile for Dragods. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And my next one is gonna be for craft. So I know a lot of people like want to see what my craft is gonna be like. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice day. See ya.